Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Walaikum Assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum Assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
How's everyone?
Alhamdulillah, so far so good.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, inshallah, let me share the screen. Can you guys see my screen now?
Yeah.
Yes, Alhamdulillah.
Okay, let's see. Okay, now you can see me? Yes. I think so. All right.
Ji, Assalamu alaikum.
Ji, walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay, inshallah, we'll start in a second. How is the sound quality? Sound is okay? Okay, alhamdulillah. Okay. نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قال الله تعالى إن هدى الله هو الهدى وقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم خيركم من تعلم القرآن وعلمه ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي اللهم أرحمني بالقرآن العظيم واجعله لي إماما ونورا وهدى ورحمة واجعله لي حجة يا رب العالمين ربي يسر ولا تؤثر وتمم بالخير آمين ثم آمين السلام
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله
Walaikum
وبركاته.
Assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alhamdulillah, once again, with the extreme mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are gathered here. And so before I start the class today, I want to go over this verse with you. See where this is. So I shared this verse with you guys yesterday from Surah Al-Hujurat. And the meaning is, this ayah is about the Badwins. You know, when in the Surah Al-Hujurat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about the Badwin, the Qalat al-Arabu Amanna, that the people or the Badwin, they said we believe. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about them, and especially this ayah, Yamunnuna alayka an aslamu. They consider it a favor to you that they have accepted Islam. Yeah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, Kul, say, La tamunnu tamunnu alayya islamakum. So do not consider a favor on me, your Islam. Tell them that if you accepted Islam, then don't consider it a favor you did to me. Balillahu yamunnu alaykum. Nay, Allah has conferred a favor upon you, and that hadakum lil iman, that he has guided you to the faith, in kuntum sadiqin, if you are the truthful. Now, with the show of hands, how many of us, alhamdulillah, we're all smart people, what do we get out of this ayah? That this is, if we are alhamdulillah Muslims, do you consider that you're doing a favor to someone, or this is a favor upon us from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? With a show of hands.
Favor upon us.
Favor upon us, right? So if we take this ayah and let's say we go, zoom in, and we try to focus only on this part of our class, what are we learning? We are learning Arabic, right? Now, honestly, how many people you know around you who would say that they want to learn Arabic, but they never find the opportunity or never got the courage to start it? With a show of hands. Even in your family, I'm sure you will find people left and right. Yeah. Now, so those of us who are here, and if we are under the impression based on this ayah that we are probably doing a favor to someone, so then are we completely wrong Isn't this a favor upon us from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He chose week, that we are coming here week after week.
You can see?
Yeah.
Study that.
So does that make you feel better about this effort that Alhamdulillah, we've been chosen by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that week after week we are doing this so that we can get closer to what? The book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, honestly speaking, do you find this information just a theory, or you think this is also applicable right away to the Quran?
Applicable right away to the Quran.
Right away to the Quran, right? Okay. So inshallah, I just wanted to, bring it to our attention that sometime we are doing an effort, and after a long period of time, it may slip our mind that this is something amazing we are doing, something, a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And sometimes we lose interest or we don't see the bigger picture. So just wanted to get all you back, check in and get back on track, inshallah, and feel happy about this, that this is indeed a favor upon us, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is allowing us to keep on doing this. Yeah. So with a show of hands, please give me the same, second my feeling that we are here for a reason and not just because we are just following a routine. Only one hand. That's not very promising.
No, brother Abid, Salaam
Oh,
alaikum.
no, because
We are here because we want to, and it's very beneficial.
Alhamdulillah.
And I know we're not allowed to turn our camera on, but if you give me one permission today, I want to see you or show you a future student that I have with me.
Okay, please go ahead.
Do you see?
Oh,
Do you see?
mashallah.
This is my
Yeah.
Poti Amina is here.
Mashallah, mashallah.
Trying to figure out कि हम class में क्या करते हैं.
Very nice.
Assalamu alaikum कर दो. Assalamu alaikum.
No.
Thank you. I will go off camera again.
Okay, jazakallah khair. No, this is mashallah, is indeed, and this is our gift. This is our certificate of success, alhamdulillah, that such young people are going to inshallah join us soon. Okay, so I just wanted to tell you this thing and also remind us that we are on a mission, and our mission is to become the companion of the Quran, and that mission requires a lot of effort and energy and dedication. So let's not get little bit comfortable with this. Let's get the courage and the effort and energy to get back into the game. Yeah. Okay, Sister Homa, jazakallah khair. Alhamdulillah, I'm very happy to see that week after week we are making this effort. So with that said, let's get back into our lesson. So I'm hoping that you all did some review. And if you haven't, let's do this together. Right? So as soon as we say irregular verbs, then we know that there must be regular verbs. So what is the criteria to identify the regular verbs and irregular verbs, right? So we have defined that criteria, and the criteria starts from the root letters, yeah? Right? So where do we start to investigate for weak letters or weak verbs? We look at the root letters of the verb. So when we see a Hamza in the root letters, we know that this is going to be a irregular verb. The verbs which are going to be formed from, when Hamza is in one of the position, then we are going to experience some weak verbs. Yeah. Okay. What about then we have Hamza in the Ain position. Over here, the Hamza is in the Fa position, and Hamza in the Lam position. Right? So we have been spending quite a bit of time on Mahmuz last time. So what did we learn about Mahmuz? That Mahmuz could be in the Fa, Ain, or Lam position, but the rules or the changes happen only in when the Hamza is in the Lam position. Is it in the Lam position? When are the most changes happen? When Hamza
the first
Yes.
position. In the first position.
So somebody's paying attention. Yes, no, not in the Lam position or the Ain position. The
Hamza is in Fa position.
Yes, the 99.9% of the time, the changes will happen when Hamza is in the fa position. Yeah. And when we are making these changes, we call them the rule of takhfif. That's the name of the rules. Okay. Then we have something called muda'af. And muda'af is when in the root letters you have a repeat letter. Over here, do you see sa and then sa here? Are they repeating each other?
Yeah.
These are similar letters. Okay. So when you come across this scenario, then we have also the possibility that this is going to make irregular verbs. Then look at this one, ba, and ra. And then meme, dal, and dal. Now, over here, obviously, we're going to apply the rules. But like Mahmouz, we need to see where are the most changes are happening. And inshallah, that's what we learned today in the second part of the lecture, that when they are separated by a letter in between, we're not going to deal with that too much. When they're right next to each other, even that we're not going to deal with much. We need to make changes in and in the lam position. So before we move on, one other takeaway for later part of the lesson, that when we are dealing with muda'af, we are concerned when they are in the ain and the lam position. Is dal and dal right next to each other in the ain and the lam position?
Yes.
Yes. So this is where we are going to apply the rules. And the names for the rules of muda'af is idgham. Now from tajweed, what do we know about idgham? Idgham means to merge something, to connect. Okay. Then the third category of irregular verbs, we give them a name called mu'tal. And there are three kinds. So what happens? In the root letters, we have the weak letters. So I said the root letters, we have the weak letters. Can somebody repeat it? That in the root letters, we find weak letters.
Letters.
Yes. And the weak letters are waw,
Alif.
and
Wow.
ya, and alif.
Alif.
Jazakallah khair, Sister Aunaiza. So then the waw could happen in the fa position, or ya could happen in the fa position. Similarly, the waw can happen in the ain position, or the ya could happen in the ain position, or in the lam position, the waw or the ya. So then when they happen in this case, they have a specific name. The name for waw or ya in the fa position is
Ajwa.
Dal,
yeah. This one,
Ajwa,
ajwaf.
Ajwa.
Yes. And
Naqis.
this is naqis.
Naqis.
Okay. Now we also said that, okay, if it's waw and it's misal, then we can say this is misal wawi.
Wow.
And if this is ya and it's misal, then we can say it's misal yai.
Jai.
Yeah. So that thing we also gonna show right now. But we also have a situation where we have these root letters right next to the weak letters right next to each other, like for example, waw and ya. And then we have where there is a letter in between them. So waw is first, then there is a regular letter, and then there is another weak letter. Everybody sees that?
Yeah.
This category is known as lafif.
Latif.
Yeah. And because of this situation that they're right next to each other, this is known as makroon and the mafrook. Yeah. So inshallah, after this, up to now, we have done it so many times that even without memorizing it, this map is sort of embedded in our head now. Agree? Show of hands. Yeah, show of hands. Okay.
Yes.
Good.
Alhamdulillah.
Yes,
Inshallah.
alhamdulillah.
So now we know that, okay, there is a deal with wawi and there is yai. And the only thing is giving away. If you give me additional information that is wawi, then I know that waw is in the either in the fa position or in the ain position or in the lam position. Similarly, the ya is in the fa position, ain position, and lam position. Yeah. So the rules of Mahmuz are known as takhfif. What do? We do subtraction sometime. We take the Hamza away, or we replace it with something else.
Something else.
Yeah. In the mudaf, we're going to learn the rules of idgham today. Inshallah, this is very interesting and it will be an eye-opener that how many words in the Quran we see or read on a daily basis, and they have this mudaf category. Yeah. And inshallah, in the future lectures, when we are dealing with the mu'tal, we'll be dealing with the rules of ta'lil. Yeah. So far, so good?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll repeat our exercise just to reinforce that we understand this. So I'm going to take a name and that person is going to tell me what am I asking here. So the word is sa'ala. Sister Uneza, mashallah, you're back with us. So I'm going to start with you, with your permission. What do you see this? Sa'ala, what kind of word is this?
It's Mahmouz.
Mashallah. And what kind of mahmuz is it?
It is in the middle, so it's a Ain,
Ain.
Al-Ain.
Al-Ain. Yes. Good job. That's very good. So Alhamdulillah, if we understand that, we are going on a very good direction. Okay. This one, Brother Javed, wa'ada.
Wa'ada.
Yeah.
This is Wawi.
Okay. Wawi, but what kind?
Misal.
Mithal. Very good. And this is Wawi. Very good. Sister Homa, Talawa.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
It's Naqis
Nakis. And
Wawi.
Wawi. Very good job. Brother Taj, Tababa.
Sababa is Sababa is Lafif.
Mudaf. Mudaf. Not Lafif. Mudaf, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Mudaf.
Okay. Very good. Sister Anjum, Khawifa.
Kawif.
Sister Anjum.
Khafifa,
Yeah.
weak word is in ain position. So it
Wow.
will be
What position is wow in there?
ain position.
Ain position. So what is the name? What is the name for that? We have mithal, we have ajwaf, and we have nakis.
Ajwaf,
Ajwaf. Very good. And is it wawi or yai?
Swabi,
Very good job. Alhamdulillah. Brother Ijaz, how do you say that? Hayya. Hayya. Or hayya. Hayya. Okay. What is this one?
Hayya. This one is Mudaf.
Mudaf. Okay. Let's see. This is Lafif.
Fi,
Do you know why this is Lafif, Brother Ijaz?
Yeah, yeah. Yayi.
There are two weak letters right next to each other. Yes. Do you see there is ya and there is ya?
Yeah.
Okay. Are they close to each other or they're
They
separate?
are close to each
Lafif.
other. Yeah.
What kind of Lafif they are? Makroon or mafru?
They are Makroon.
Makroon. Very good job. Okay. Did everybody else get the idea that what we are trying to do here? Show of hands. Okay.
Yes, Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Okay. So, Sister Lubna, are you with us today?
जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम
वालेकुम सलाम. So, आपके लिए है वजदा.
वाजदा फेल मिसाल
Misal and wawi.
and wawi
Okay. Brother Tahir, da'awa.
So the weak letter is at the last position, so it's going to be Lafif.
No, okay.
Wawi.
Think again. There are no, Lafif is when there are two weak letters. Are there two weak letters in here?
No, it's in the so
It's in the
Naqas.
lam
Sorry,
position.
Naqas,
Lam
yeah.
position. So, what is the name for lam position?
So Naqas.
Naqis and wawi. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So do we have any more sisters, or we done with the sisters here? Okay, let's go. Amara. Brother Nemat, I saw you there today. Alhamdulillah. What is Amara? Okay. Who else is there? Let's see. MashaAllah, there are 16 people today.
Thank you.
Fahad, brother Fahad.
This one is Mahmuz in fa position.
So this is Mahmuzul Fa, yes? Mahmuzul Fa, yes?
Yes.
Qawala, brother Faiz.
This one, wow, is in the middle, so it will be Mu'attil and it will be Ajwaf.
Very good. Ajwaf, what kind? Wawi or Yai?
Wawi.
Very good job. Okay. Who else is there? Brother Naseeb, Waqaya.
This is Lafif.
Lafif, okay.
Yeah.
So there is the waw and there is a ya and the kaf in the middle. So this is Lafif. What kind?
Mufarrak.
Mafrook.
Mafrook.
Yes. Okay. Brother Mansoor, Farara.
It has two letters, but they are not weak, so it could be.
They are the same type, right? Ra and Ra.
Yeah, but Ra is not a weak letter.
Oh, yeah, we agree. But what is it doesn't have to be a weak letter. If there are two letters,
Then it's
yeah.
Weak. I forgot it. Sorry.
This is muda'af.
Muda'af.
Yes. Okay. So this one is muda'af. So, Sister Unaiza, let's take this one with you.
Brother Abid, can I ask a question here?
Yes, please.
So I think one can get confused if there is a Hamza and a weak letter both in a word. Is that a possibility?
Hamza and a weak letter, yeah, it's possibility, yeah.
So then what rule do we apply? The weak letter?
We will call it motal. You know, we will probably look at we can also call it mahmuz, and we can also say, but if there is a weak letter, I think the mahmuz is when there is only Hamza, not a weak letter. So we will call it mahmuz. If there is a weak letter, we'll stick with either with the naqis, ajwaf, or the what was the first one? Misal. Yeah.
So ignore the Hamza. So
yes,
we apply the weak letter rule.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, but it makes sense that Hamza is when only there is Hamza available in the root letters, right? Okay. So next,
Brother Abid,
sorry.
Okay.
You go first, Madhu.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
I just had a question. That's why I raised my hand, but I will answer as well. But I just want to ask, like for this mortal one, where you have the weak letter either in the first, middle, or the last position. So there could be an alif as well, isn't it? There's no example in the chart, but
Okay,
like,
so the
is there a
Arabic grammar,
possibility or no?
yes, the Arabic grammar people consider waw and ya as the true weak letters, right?
Okay.
So alif is used to substitute either waw or ya depending on the situation. So they also consider it alif, but when they're writing in the chart, they don't write alif in the mota category, right? So yeah, no, that's a good question.
But it can happen to be there or no?
It
can
in the
possible or
chart,
no?
I don't see that it will be in the chart, but it will be getting replaced with alif depending on the haraka. And when we will come to the rules, inshallah, we'll see those application in the future sessions, right? But it's a very important and good question. Jazakallah khair. Okay, so this one is Rawaya. Who was answering?
Sorry, Brother Abid, I had one question.
Yes, sorry, Brother Faiz, go ahead.
So, you know, when you showed the last chart, the last one, Farara, it wasn't a weak letter. So every time it's not a weak letter, whether it's in the first and last, they're not together, whether they are the first two letters, whether they're the last two letters, they will always be called Madaif. Is that correct?
Okay. So if I just repeat myself or refresh or rephrase it. So we said when we are trying to distinguish the regular verbs from irregular verbs. So the one key word is verbs, right? So what is our goal? We are trying to understand the weak verbs, right?
Right.
Is everybody clear about that? The key word is verb, because we are dealing with fail, and there are sahih fail and ghair sahih fail. So when we are looking for a ghair sahih fail or the irregular verb, we come across three scenarios. One scenario, we look at the root letters. If we find Hamza, doesn't matter which location, fa, ain or lam, we call it mahmuz.
Mahmuz. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The second category is when we find two double letters in the root letters. Yeah.
Like in farara right now, right?
Like farara,
Yeah.
then we know is
Yeah.
muda'af.
Mudaf.
The word muda'af or da'af in Arabic means double. Okay.
Okay.
So the double mean over here we have farara. Now it could happen right next to each other, like for example in the fa position and the ain position, but there are not much changes happening in the Quran based when they occur right next to each other in the fa and the ain position. So that's we are not learning that. When they're happening in the fa and the lam position and there is a letter in between them, then we are also not concerned too much. But farara, when they are in the ain in the lam position, first of all, we call them muda'af. And we know that in the Quran, the changes will apply to this kind of situation. Yeah. So I'm giving you the extra knowledge. But when we come to the third category, which is known as mu'tal, what happens in the root letters, we have weak letters. See, I'm using that keyword now, letters.
Brother Abid, a question.
And even the lafif category is when we are specifically dealing with weak letters. And how many weak letters we talked about? That in the chart, we are only concerned about the waw and the ya.
Yeah.
And can they happen in the ain or fa, lam position? Yes, they can. Is that clear explanation, guys? Show of hands.
Yes, thank you. Jazakallah.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
there is
So,
a question, brother.
yes, Brother Javed.
So in Madaf,
Yeah.
there will not be any weak letter.
No, not in the mudaf. Because if there is a weak letter, we will go to the mu'tal category and not deal with mudaf at that point.
Okay.
Yes? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Good. So let's go. Now can you who was doing it? Who was the next person in line? Anybody? Just give me a show of hands and you can take it. Okay, Fahad, take this one.
This is Lafif and this is Lafif Makrun, Kareeb.
MashaAllah. Very good job. This one, Qara'a. Any show of hands?
Yes.
Go ahead, Brother Jas.
This is Mahmoud and
Mahmoud?
Mahmoud La.
Lam. Very good job. Okay. This one, next one, Sister Homa, Hadaya.
It's the weak letter is in your position, so it should be naqis.
Naqis and Wawi or Yai?
Yai.
Very good job. Sister Unaiza, next one, Hadada.
Adada is mudaf.
Muda'af. Very good. So we don't have any other name for
Yeah.
that, but so we say Muda'af. Okay. Baya'a. Brother Fahad, your hand is up.
This is Mu'attal and this is Ajwaf. Yai.
Ajwaf, Yai. Very good job. Very good. Yasara, Brother Tahir.
So Yasara is first position is only, so it's Mithal.
Mithal. And Wawi or Yai?
Yai.
Very good job, mashallah. Okay. So with this exercise, even though we did it last time, do you think that this also juggles your memory and reinforces the lecture or the theory in your mind? Or the concept is getting clear? Alhamdulillah. Sister Homa, you have a question? Alhamdulillah. Okay, good. So now we are going to do the review of Mahmouz, what we did last time when I was writing a lot of things. If you guys remember that, or if you have practiced it, inshallah, you will follow along and you will see this will make more sense now. because now everything is going to be in the presentation format. Okay. So when we say Mahmuz, what is the letter?
Hamza.
Right? And Hamza could be in the Fa kalima, so it will be known as Mahmuzul Fa. The Hamza could be in the Ain position, it is going to be known as Mahmuzul Ain. Yes. It could be in the Lam position, it will be known as Mahmuzul Lam. Yes. Okay. So when we know that, then we have some qaidas, we have some rules. And last time we only covered 2 rules, even though there are more than 4 or 5 rules. Okay. So we'll try to review that today. So what happens? What is the correlation? When we have the fatha sign or the haraka, which is fatha, and there is alif. So what is the correlation with fatha? Which letter? Alif. Yeah?
Yes.
With the
Fatha is
fatha,
alif.
as you see,
Is
you see
alif.
the fatha, the letter will be alif.
Alif.
If you see a dhamma, the letter will be
Wow.
yeah. And if you see the kasra, the letter will be
Yeah.
Okay. So then we know that there is a mandatory change. And this has happened on Mahmuzul Fa. Do we care about Mahmuzul Ain and Mahmuzul Lam that much?
No.
No.
Our most of the change is going to happen in Mahmuzul Fa. Okay. And this change is mandatory. You cannot ignore it. You have to make that change. So what happens? You have Hamza. What do you see in this rule number 1? There is a Hamza with the haraka, yes?
Yes.
And then there is another Hamza with a sukoon on it, yes?
Yes.
Anything with haraka, dhamma, kasra, fatha or jazm or the sakin, it is considered Hamza and not alif. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. So this Hamza with the one with the sukoon, it will be changed into either with the mad or with the standing dagger. Yes?
Yes.
Or you will simply remove the sakin sign and you will leave it like that with the Hamza and alif. Is that making sense?
Yes.
Okay, good. So that is
Sorry,
our
brother Abid, sorry.
Yes, brother. Yes.
So in this first rule, we could either replace it with a mad or a khada zabar, right? Either or.
Yes, and only when you're dealing with when the Hamza has the
with
fatha.
the Hamza with the sakin on top.
Yes, if there is a fatha on the Hamza, then you have to do this substitution, right?
Yeah.
And this substitution is based on the location, meaning some Quran will show you with the standing dagger, or some people will show with the mad. Yeah. Okay. So if you read few Qurans from your masjid now, let's say just to check it out, you will find this information in there, and you will also find in the Arabic Quran, especially from the and then alif without the sakina sign. They will not change it into mad or the standing dagger. Making sense? And I'll try to show you that example later in the day. Now, when the Hamza has the dhamma and there is a Hamza with the sukoon, what is the substitution going to look like? With the waw sakina. Yes, with the waw sakina. When there is a Hamza with the kasra and alif or the Hamza with sukoon, then it will be Everybody clear on that?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Brother Abid, I got a question.
Yes, please.
What do you call dagger in Urdu?
We call it khada zabar. Oh, dagger is khanjar.
Khanjar.
That's what Arabs call that sign to khanjar.
Khanjar. Okay, good.
Yeah, let's call khanjar from now on.
Okay, all right. So if you come across this word, what do you see in the first position? Is there a Hamza in the fa position?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and then after the Hamza, there is another Hamza with the sukoon?
Yeah.
Yes. So this is our rule number 1. Yes. And is this mandatory change required here?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So then it will simply become
Amuru.
Amuru.
Yes.
But now you will give the 2 haraka to before this standing khanjar or dagger means 2 haraka. Amuru. You have to open your mouth a little bit. Amuru.
آمر.
So this one, is this also rule number 1? We have fatha
Yes.
and this
Yes.
hamza with the sukoon. So this will become akulu.
آكل.
Now look at this one. Ra'sun. And it doesn't have to be hamza in the beginning. There is a ra there and there is a hamza with the sukoon? Yes. So then what will happen? There
Ras.
we don't have the mandatory rule. We can change it into Ra'sun, or we can leave it Ra'sun. You know?
This is rule number
one-
2.
Yes, that's rule number 2. And we will go into more detail in this one, but just wanted to give you the summary of that. Now, Ze'bun, we have the kasra before the hamza. The hamza is sakina, but before that there is a letter which is not an hamza, but there is a kasra there. Now,
Zeebun.
it will
Yeah.
become Ze'bun. Yes.
So,
Got
Brother
it?
Abid, in this one, it can escape both ways. Is
It can stay
correct?
both ways. Yeah, but in the presentation, I don't have both formats. I have those formats in the next slide. I'll show it to you, inshallah.
No problem.
Okay, but you can see that when you see the kasra, you can replace it with the ya.
Yeah.
And why is that?
Sorry,
keep it simple.
why is it here? Because of the smooth, like to pronounce it
Smoothness.
smoothly.
Yes,
Yeah.
because from
Vocalization.
Pakistan, India, we can say Ze'bun.
Zebun.
We have no problem with that. But some Arabic tribes or some of the Arabic people, they said, no, we want more smooth. So they say Ze'bun, which is easier on the tongue. Yes, Sister Homa, you have a question?
Yes, the question is Rasun. If we see that written in this yellow highlighted, how we know it is not alif? How we can avoid pronounce this as Rasun?
It is alif in the yellow. Yes.
So, but you replaced Hamza, correct?
Yes. So because of the fatha will be replaced with alif.
So the first word we pronounce that as Rasun, but the second one we say Rasun.
Yes, because the first one, you see in the first one where there is a hamza with the sukoon, that is Ra'sun. Yeah, there is a little jerk, little chatka, Ra'sun. Yes.
Yes.
And the other one is Rasun. Yes.
No, my question is why I would read this Rasun, because Aleph usually has no haraka on it,
No
and
haraka,
it's pronounced, it takes the sound.
But it only stretches it. It stretches the Ra to Rasun. Yes. Because Alif is used to stretch the word. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's wait till the next slide. This will become more apparent, inshallah. Okay.
Okay.
So right now, the only thing you need to know that, okay, when we are dealing with Dhamma, we are replacing with Waw, but we don't have to. They are both acceptable. Ra'sun and Rasun, they're both acceptable, and you will find it in the Quran in both ways. Is that making sense? Okay. Ze'bun or Zeybun, fine. Mu'min or Mu'min, they're both in the Quran. Yeah. So over here, we give them the kursi of Waw. Let's take a look at other examples. So if I give you this information, Hamza, Mim, and Noon, the Bab is Bab If'alun. And out of Bab If'al is the name of the family. Yes. And If'alun is the masdar, right? Because the masdar is the name of the family. Is the Salasi Mujarrad or Salasi Mazid Fi?
Mazid Fi.
Mazid Fi.
When we are dealing with verbs, are we going to deal with Salasi Mujarrad? Yes.
Yeah.
Are we going to deal with Mazi, the Mazid Fi families?
Yes.
So those things we learned in the beginning. In the very first session, very first module we started with the fail, we learned the Salasi Mujarrad. How many families did we learn in Salasi Mujarrad? 6.
6.
8.
Daraba, Fataha, Hasiba, and what was the other one? Hasiba, Samia,
Amia.
and Karuma. Those were the 6 families. We spent whole 10 sessions on that in the very beginning module. Remember, the very first module we had was the Salasi Mujarrad families. we learned these 6 families. We learned the Madi, we learned the Mudare, we learned, what is a fail, what is a file, what is a maful, and the different things. Inside file, outside file. How many people remember? That was not too long ago. Yeah. Then before Ramadan, we learned the Mazid Fi families.
Yes.
We had the 3 root letters, plus we had some additional letters. So we had the Baba If'alun, Tafilun, Mufalatun, Iftialun, bunch of those things. How many people remember that?
Yes.
10 of them.
Okay. So what was the one outstanding feature that in the Salasi Mujarrad, the name of the family was after a letter, or it was a Nasara, or Daraba, and their masdar was not a set pattern. Yes? Agree?
Yeah.
But when we came to the Mazid Fi families, one confusion was out of the way. We said the name of the family is the masdar.
The masdar.
Yeah. So if alun aslama yuslimu islaman. Right? So if you take Babe Ifal and you take Afala pattern. Now is the Afala pattern is the Madi pattern for Babe Ifal?
Yeah.
Right? Not too long ago, we know that Afala is the Madi pattern. Is it Siga number 1?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I give you Afala and you have to substitute Ain, Mim, and Noon, it will become Amana. What does it become? Amana. Okay. Now, there is a Fatha on the first Hamza, and then there is a Hamza with a Sukoon. Is that rule number 1 or rule number 2?
Rule number 1.
Rule number 1. Why? Because 2 Hamzas came right next to each other.
One question.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, Brother Faiz?
No, this is Mansoor.
Yes, Mansoor.
Amana kaise bana? Sorry. How did Afala become Amana?
Look, if this is the pattern, can you see the cursor?
Sure.
So this Hamza is from the pattern Afala. Yes. And what is the Fa position? What is the letter Fa in this root letter? Hamza. Agree?
Okay.
So you will substitute. Basically, we are putting Hamza, Mim, and Noon into Afala pattern.
Okay, I understand now. Thank you.
Yes? Okay. At this point, we need to see there is a Hamza and there is a Hamza right next to each other, with the second Hamza being Sakina. This becomes our rule number 1 or rule number 2?
Number 1.
Number 1.
Number 1.
So is that substitution lazmi? There is a mandatory substitution.
Yes.
It will become
Mad.
Do you see what happened? When you have the Fatha and the Sukoon, it becomes what the Khanjar. Yes?
Yeah.
Show of hands that you guys can see this.
Yes.
Right? And this is what we did by writing the lot of notes. Remember last time? So the only thing I've done is I have converted into a presentation. Yeah. Okay. This one, if you have the same Bab, but the pattern is Uf'ila, then it will become U'mina. Yes.
Yeah.
The substitution will become U'mina. Now, is there a Dhamma before the Sakina?
Yeah.
Yes.
And what is this still rule number 1?
Yes.
So the substitution is mandatory.
Yeah.
So this will become Umina. But they're both allowed. It can be no. This is rule number 1. So
This is rule number. Isn't this rule number 2?
No.
Yeah.
This is rule number 1.
This is Hamza, so it has to be rule number 1.
Rule number 1. Sorry, I take it back. So this is rule number 1. So it will become Umina.
Umina.
Yes. The substitution is mandatory.
Sorry, brother Abid, I'm confused.
Okay. What is the confusion, brother brother Face?
Yes. So when you showed us the rules, the correlations, every time there was a pesh or a dhamma, you said it was rule 2. Now you're telling me it's rule 1 because
No. Okay, so rule number 1, the special thing about rule number 1 is there are 2 Hamzas, okay, in the very
Or regardless of fatha, dhamma, or kasra, if there's
Yes.
two hamzas
Two
beside one with the
hamzas.
sakin, it's always
With the
rule number
one,
one.
the second one being sakina. Yeah.
Okay. So
So the
that means that
substitution,
will always be rule number one,
yes,
regardless of
that
the
will always be rule number one.
harka on it, right?
Yes. Now look at the if'alun pattern. Okay.
Okay.
Now look at this. Is there a kasra here and there is a sukoon here?
Yeah.
Still rule number one?
Yeah.
Is it? Yes. Now because of this kasra, this is rule number one, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
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 Okay.
Yes.
So because of the kasra, it will become
Yeah.
ima.
Ima.
Yes.
So we have to replace it with a ye. Okay.
With the ya, right? The
Yeah.
dhamma change into the waw, the fatha change into the extended, standing alif, the khanjar, and the kasra will change into imanun. Now, is this any different presentation format? Yeah. Okay. If you have this af'il or af'ila pattern, then let's look at this one. Is there a hamza here and there is another hamza with the sakina, and this is min. So what will be the substitution, required or not required?
Yeah.
Required. Okay, it will
Yeah.
become amin.
Amina.
Amin. Yes. Or you're right. Amina. Yeah, there is a problem here. Okay. Okay. Actually, this is fail al-amr. So they change the. I need to explain that because in the writing he didn't say this is fail al-amr. So when you
Yes.
take fail al-amr or when you make a fail al-amr, you become the last letter is sukoon. That's why there is a sukoon here.
Yes.
So aminu will be jama and amin will be wahid. Yeah. Okay. The qaida number 2 was the optional change. If you make it, you're good. If you don't make it, it's also good. Yeah. So what happens? We have a hamza with a sukoon. And then there is a letter before the hamza, any other letter, but there is a haraka on it. So, brother Faiz, this is the distinction. The letter before the hamza is sakina, but before it there is a letter other than hamza. In rule number 1, there are two hamzas. But in the rule number 2, the first letter is not hamza, but there is a haraka on it. Yeah? So let's take a look at this one. So think about this. This is the symbol of the rules. There is a letter before the hamza, and the letter could have fatha, kasra, or dhamma. But after that, the hamza is sakina. With a show of hands, you understand this, please. Okay.
Can you repeat one more time, Brother Abid?
So I'm saying, if I give you this sign or this picture, so we know that there is going to be a sakin hamza, but before the sakin hamza, there will be any other letter, but it could have a fatha, kasra, or dhamma haraka on it. Yeah?
Okay.
Okay. So now let's look at some example and you will understand what I mean. So the bab is ifalun and the pattern is yuf'ilu. Yes? Now put the amana into yufilu, it'll become this ya is same thing, right? This is ya, right? And the hamza is supposed to be in the fa position. Is there a sukoon on the second fa position? Yes. And the meme is the ain and the noon is the lam. So it will become yu'minu. Okay. Now is this other than hamza? Is this ya other than hamza?
That's right.
Yeah.
And is there a haraka on it?
Yes.
Dhamma?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So wow.
Right? Right. So we have ikhtiyar. We have the option. If I don't change it, I can give the kursi of wow and keep the hamza as is. Now, am I going to pronounce it yu'minu?
Yes.
Did I pronounce the wow?
Yes.
Yes.
No, I did not.
No,
I said,
no, you did not pronounce the wow. You just.
But I just give it a
pronounced the
kursi. Kursi means to something to sit on. Now, because of dhamma, the kursi will be wow. You see the hamza is still there, right?
Yeah.
Now look at this one. Yu'minu. Now, is there hamza here?
No.
No. Now we are pronouncing wow.
Now I'm pronouncing wow. So I'm saying yu'minu or yu'minu. There are two different sounds. Yes? The first sound is when I did not do the substitution. I took the option. I said, I'm not going to change. I'm only going to give a kursi just to make it look nice. Because this Hamza with Sukoon needs to sit on something. And in the second one, which is right here, I did change it to wow. And the Hamza is taken altogether. So this is allowed and this is allowed. But the choice is yours. Which one you use is up to you. Show of hands. You guys get that point.
Yes.
Okay, only
Sorry,
2 people,
brother.
3 people. Yes, Sister Anju.
So when we say yu'minu or yuminu, meaning remains the same.
Meaning remains the same. Like people from India, Pakistan, because of the way we speak, it is no big deal for us to say yu'minu. And basically the most common recitation of the Quran, they prefer to say it yuminu. Even the Arabic people will say yuminu. But some tribes or some other people, they would prefer to smooth it out and they would convert it into yuminu because it doesn't give the striking sound. Yeah. So which one would you like to prefer to say? Yu'minu or yuminu?
We learned yu'minu.
We learned yuminu because this is the what do you call that? Qiraatul Asim, the regular one, the Mus'haf. You know, the most popular one is the Asim one. Yeah? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay. So it's up to you. You can say yu'minu or yuminu. The meaning does not change. It's just the way you say it. Yeah? Okay.
Yes.
Then on the Bab Ifal, we also have a pattern called Muf'ilun. Now, where is the Muf'ilun coming from? If you remember the surface Saghir, in the surface Saghir, do you see Ismul Fa'il? Show of hands. How many people remember surface Saghir and okay, only Brother Ijaz, Naseeb, Sister Homa, only 3 people. Fahad. Okay. So, Alhamdulillah. Sister Jazakallah khair. So, I want to say this again, that remember the ayah we looked at in the beginning, that it is a favor of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon us that, we are learning this language. Now, we have said this many times. If we are not going to practice, if we're not going to review, then what will happen? We will not be on top of things, right? It will take us a long time to recall things, right? So please learn the surface Saghir because this is something you would need over and over again, right? In a surface Saghir, we have Fi'l Madi, the first siga of Fi'l Madi, first siga of Mudare. We have Fi'l Amr. Then we have Ismul Fa'il. Then we have Ism Maf'ul. And then we have Masdar. Yeah? Okay. So, Muf'ilun is the pattern of Ismul Fa'il based on Bab Ifal. So, if you take this Hamza, Mim and Noon and you substitute it, it will become Mu'minun. What is it going to become? Mu'minun.
Mu'minun.
Are there 2 Hamza right next to each other? No. There is a Hamza with a Sakina, but before the Hamza Sakin, there is another letter. But is there a Haraka on there?
Yes.
Is this rule number 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you have the choice to make the change or not change?
Choice.
Choice. So if you don't take the choice and you keep it the way it is, then you just give a kursi and you will call it mu'minun. Even though you write the waw, you're not pronouncing it and you're still saying mu'minun. Or you can say mu'minun. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So similarly, you in the Quran, you will see bi'sa or bi'sa. Have you seen this?
Yes.
Yeah.
What is the meaning of bi'sa? Bi'sa means evil, a bad, very something evil.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this is the symbol. You need to remember that there is a Hamza with a Sukoon, but before the Hamza, there could be any other letter with the Haraka then you have the ikhtiyar, you have the choice whether you make the change or you keep it the way it is. Yeah. Now, when you don't make the change, you give it a chair properly based on the haraka on the first letter. So if there is a dhamma, the chair will be
Wow.
the chair will be
Wow.
Alif.
no, yeah. There, when you have kasra, the kursi will be ya.
Yeah.
Yes. And when there is a fatha, the kursi will be alif.
Oh.
Yeah.
Alif.
Alif, yes.
Yes. So when there is a hamza with sakina and then there is any other letter before it, but with a haraka, then we have to deal with this. Yeah. Okay. Now from Bab Samia, let's say we are now looking at the same rule number 2, but we are taking Bab Samia. Is Bab Samia mujarrad or mazid fi?
Mujarrad.
Mujarrad. Okay. So it will become, okay, I think there is a typo here. So Amina, this one is, and Ya'manu, okay. Then let's see, Ya'manu, in the first one, we have the Amina, so there is no change because there is no Khada Zabar or anything. So when you say Bab Samia, it's Amina, but the Mudare is Ya'manu, right? So this Ya'manu can also be written as Ya'manu. Agree? Rule number 2.
Yeah.
There is a Sakina, Hamza Sakin, but before that there is any other letter and it has a Fatha on it. So what will happen? You are going to remove, you can either remove the Hamza and you can leave Alif, or you will say Ya'manu or Ya'manu. So rule number 2, ikhtiyari. Agree?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. If you take Bab Mufa'ala, yes, then we know that Fa'ala is the Madi, Siga number 1. Agree? Show of hands.
Yeah.
Fa'ala is the Madi for Mufa'ala. Again, if you have forgotten all this, please review this. Now, why do we review or why do we need to keep it in the memory? Because we have spent so much time learning these, and it is affecting and is helping us understanding or getting more intimate with the Quran. So is it valuable asset? Yes, it is valuable asset. Should we keep it close to our heart? Yes. So in order to do that, we got to keep on reviewing these things so that we stay afresh with these things. Do you agree with me? Show of hands.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Alhamdulillah. So when we say fa'ala, then if the root letters, the one we are dealing with, Hamza, Kha, and Dal. Is Hamza, Kha, and Dal mahmuzul fa? Is
Yeah.
Hamza, Kha,
Yes.
Dal
Yes.
is mahmuzul fa?
Yeah.
So far, what have been we learning? The rules of mahmuzul fa. Yes. So when you take Hamza, Kha, and Dal, and you put in the pattern fa'ala, so there is a Hamza with the fatha, and then there's a Hamza with the sukoon. Is this rule number 1?
Yes. Rule number
Yes.
Is
Yes.
this
Rule
rule
number
number
1.
1? 2 Hamza right next to each other, with the second one being sakin and the first one with the haraka. Yeah. So the change will be with the khanjar.
Khaza.
Yes. Khaza. Yes. With the khanjar because of the fatha. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Brother
If-
Abid, one question again.
It's 11 hours.
Yes, brother Faiz.
If it's rule number 1, which it is, because there is a Hamza, 2 Hamzas together, then it's not an optional change, it's a compulsory change,
It's
isn't
a
it?
compulsory change. That's
Compulsory.
correct. Yes.
So your heading is not right then. I'm just not trying to get confused here. It's not under optional change.
Oh, yes. But what we are trying to say, when we take certain, we are trying to make you understand rule number 2. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
We have to give sometime contrasting example to make you.
I understand. Okay.
So the first example, and now I'm testing you that are you still able to stick with rule number 1? Yeah.
Oh, but
I'm
you're
trying
trying
to-
to show it under 2, but trying to see if I can recognize it's number 1. I
I'm
understand.
trying to make a distinction between 1 and 2, right? So now we are
Yeah.
dealing with 2, but once in a while I'm asking you to still identify rule number 1 when there is a rule number 2 also available. Yeah. So just to
Yeah.
train your mind to see that how do I switch back and forth between 1 and 2?
So you're
Okay.
telling me I passed the test then, right?
Yes, alhamdulillah. So when we took the Madi pattern for the Bab Mufa'ala, the rule number 1 applied in the very first Siga. But when we applied the same thing to the Masdar, is Mufa'alatun is Masdar? Yes? Yes? So when you take the Hamza, Kha and Dal, it will become Mu'akhazatun. Mufa'alatun will become Mu'akhazatun. Agree?
Yes.
Okay. Now we have a Hamza, there is a Haraka here, and there is a, but actually there should be no Haraka. This should be Sukoon, by the way. There is a typo here. Yes? Right?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So then this will become either Mu'a, this was supposed to be, this is Mu'akhaza because this is Fa is the Hamza and
Alif.
the Alif is the Alif. So the Haraka is coming from this one. Yes? Mu'akhazatun. So this is rule number 2, whether I keep the Hamza or I remove the Hamza. Do you see that? There is a with muwakhaza, muakhazatun or muwakhazatun. You see, this is no change, and this is the change. Show of hand. Okay, if you guys write this down with your own hand, you will see what I'm trying to say. Okay, how many people see this change? First of all, you need to change the meme into meme is going to stay the same. Which one is the fa letter? Hamza. Hamza will come here. What was the haraka? There was the fatha here. So what will be the haraka on the Hamza? Fatha. Is the alif going to be like alif? And this ain is the kha? Yes? And the lam is the dal or this, why is this zal here? There is also a typo here. I'm sorry, guys. This is a little bit of a mistake here because of that's why it's going to probably throwing you off because there is a zal. So there is a typo. I can ignore this example for now, and we will look at it some other time. So again,
only the dot is missing. That's not.
the dot is missing. So if you can
That's
see the dot, then you know that it is muakhazatun or muwakhazatun. This example is exactly the same. Here you have the hamza with the kursi of wow, and there you see the hamza is replaced with the wow. The rule is still the same. Example is the same. If you can just visualize it the way I was doing it a minute ago in the last slide. Like mu'minun or mu'minun. How many people remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Or mu'minun. So same thing, mu'akhazatun or muwakhazatun. Which one is easy? It's up to you. Muwakhazatun or muwakhazatun. Yeah. Okay. So alhamdulillah, we have gone above or more than 11 o'clock. So let's take a break. Let's come back at 11:15, and then inshallah we'll continue with muda'af.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Okay, ji. So don't leave the meeting, just mute yourself, or I'll mute it for you guys. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Yeah, I hope everyone is back.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We are back.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, so I feel that we'll be able to cover a lot of material, but because of the interactive sessions, we usually run out of time. So I'm gonna jump to Muda'af so that we cover at least some of it today, and then we'll try to come back, inshallah, back to Mahmoud maybe next time. So show of hands, if you guys are back, then I can start because this is a new lesson. So I want everybody to be present. Okay. Okay, good. Only 4 or 5 hands. That's not good enough. I need more hands. Okay, Sister Anjum. Yes. All right. All right. So I'm gonna start, and let's hope that everybody joins back. Okay. So we know that muda'af is sometime, or in some verbs, the second and the third radical are identical. In such cases, the second radical will have shadda and on it, and hence it will be pronounced twice. For example, if you have the zod, zoy, and noon and noon, then it will pronounce zanna. Basically, they merge the two noons with the shadda. Now, how many people know this shadda sign or this small w sign means in Arabic? That means there are two letters there. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. You have a question, brother Javed? Okay, or just saying. Okay, so let's take a look at. Okay, so we have muda'af. We can have in the fa and the lam position. So if you have sa, lam, and sa, that is the fa and the lam position. Are the sa and sa similar? Yes.
Yeah.
Then the next one, we have in the fa and the ayn position. The ba and ba are similar, and they are in the fa and the ayn position. And as we said, we are not going to deal with when there is a situation like this one or a situation like this one. We are going to deal with when. Okay. So let me show you what that means. In Arabic, what do we call similar things?
Misal.
Masal, right? Masal?
Yes.
Masal is an example, similar. And if you have to say two similar, then we're going to say
Misali.
mislain. Mislain, yes. Remember, Muslim, Muslimain. Muslimani, Muslimaini. Yeah. So masal and mislain. So we are going to say two alike. So can we call the first one misal awwal, the first misal, and misal thani, the second alike? The show of hands, this is just jargon. We're trying to understand the jargon, that if there are two similar letters, what do we call it? The first one we can say misal awwal, and the second one we can say misal sani. Yeah? Okay. Then the misal awwal will be ayn kalima, yeah? What are we dealing with? When there are similar letters in the ayn and the fa kalima, yes?
Yeah.
So misal awwal will be in the ayn position, and the misal sani will be in the lam position. Everything clear on that? Okay. So now when you see this information, you're going to apply the rule of idgham. How many people know what idgham is? Idgham is to merge, to mingle or to mix, to combine. Yeah. So if you have, and the sign of idgham, you will also find it tashdeed. This small W sign in the Quran is the sign of idgham, because that means there are two of something. When you see a shadda or tashdeed, what is the meaning? There are two of something. Okay. So there is a rule number one, that the first misl is sakin, and the second misl sani has haraka. Let's take a look. The first misl, Misl awwal is sakin, misl sani is haraka. What is the rule we're going to apply? Idgham. Okay, and this is a must rule. Yeah. For example, we have ra, ba, and ba. Is the double letter or the similar letter in the ayn and the lam position?
Yeah.
Yes. Is the ayn position one has the sukoon?
Yeah.
And the second mislosani has the haraka?
Yeah.
And the first one we don't care. We need to know that the ayn and the lam position are supposed to be the double letters. Yeah. In this case, we are going to apply the rules of idgham. And the have you seen in the Quran like two bar written like this?
Yes.
Yeah.
No. No, you don't see it like ra ba ba.
No,
You
not
see
this. Yeah.
Rabbun. Yes. So the shadda mean there are two bars in here. Show of hands. You understand this.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is rule number one, that the first missile, if I'll also make it easy for you. Look at this. Meme, dal, dal. Is dal and dal similar?
Yeah.
Ayn position, lam position. So rule will apply. The first dal is sakin, the second dal has haraka. So it will become madda. Rabbun, maddun. Rabbun, maddun. What is the pattern? Fa'alun. Or fa'alun. So this is mithlul awwal. This is mithlul sani. Now show me your hands and tell me that you understand this rule. Okay. So what is the rule? When mislul awwal is sakin and mislul sani has haraka, you are going to apply the rule of idgham, and that idgham is you're going to merge those two similar letters into one, and you will keep the haraka of the second misl sani. What is the haraka here? Rabbun. So which haraka is kept? Of misl sani. Yeah. Okay. Let's look at this one. Then we have another situation. There is another qaida. There are three situations. This is the ayn, this is the lam, yes? Are they both green?
Yeah.
And that means they're the similar letters. And before that, we can also have some other letter with haraka on it. Agree? What will happen in this case? This is misl awwal, misl sani, and this is maqabal. What is maqabal? Before. Yeah? Okay. Then what will happen? We will keep the maqabal. We will force the second one, the misl awwal, to become sakin, and the misl sani will stay the same. Now, when it becomes sakin, is this our rule number one?
Sakin, yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So what will happen then? Then we will do the idgham. Because in order to do the idgham, the mislul awwal has to be sakin. In order to do idgham, the mislul awwal has to be sakin. Okay. Let's take an example and then it will make more sense. So the pattern is fa'ala, and the root letters are sheen. Can you put shaqaqa into fa'ala? It will become shakaka.
Shakaka.
Agree? Show of hands. You follow so far?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, is this other than the similar letter? Yes?
Yeah.
This is markable because the root letters, the letters, similar letters we are dealing with, ayn and the fa position. Always remember that the category we are dealing with is when the root letters or the similar letters are in the ayn and the lam position. Yeah. So in this case, there is a sheen, qaf, and kaf. When we put them into the fa'ala pattern, all three letters have haraka. Agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, in order to apply the idgham, the first mislul awwal, is this supposed to be sakin?
Yeah.
Okay. So when that happens, it will become like this. Shakka. Is it going to become shakka?
Yeah.
And then apply the rule of idgham because these two letters are same. Put the shadda, then it will become shakka. How do you see in the Quran? Do you see it like this or you see it like this?
This. Shakka.
Okay. Take this one. Brother Faiz, are you with me?
Yes, I am.
Okay, look at this example. Farrara, right? Remember this one?
Yeah.
If you put this in the pattern fa'ala, it will become farara.
Farara. Yeah.
Agree?
Yeah.
Now, is this following this pattern? The ma qabal has haraka, which is fa. Mislul awwal has haraka. Mislu sani has haraka. Yeah. We need to apply the rule of muda'af.
Muda'af. Yeah.
The muda'af supposed to have the mislul awwal as sakina. Yes?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So we are going to force the first ra to become sakin.
Sakina. So
it will become farra.
Yeah.
Then
you will change it to
Then
apply tasdeed on it and put it combine the last two. Yeah.
Now I please show of hand. This is not hard, guys. This is fun. I like this.
Brother Abid, can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
So for the misl awwal and misl sani, they both have to have the same haraka for this rule to apply?
No. Any haraka.
Any haraka. So
Yes,
it could
because
be a zair on first and the zabar on the second, and then it will still apply?
yes, the reason being the first mislul awwal, we are making it sakin. So the haraka on the mislul awwal doesn't matter. Yes.
I see. Okay.
Right? Everybody sees the point what Brother Tahir is saying? Yes, because the mislul awwal, which
but the way you have shown it, the two green boxes on the top has all.
We are always going to force it to go to, right? When we make it sakin, the haraka does not matter, yes?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
If it was sharira, you would still say it as sharra.
Yes. Yes, because the second, the ayn letter will become sakina. Yeah? Let's take a look at some more example. Dad, lam, and lam. It will become dalala. Yes? Just follow along the example and you will make sense. Now, do we need to care about the haraka on the second letter? The ayn kalima? Do we need to look at this?
Haraka, right?
We are going to change it to sakina. Become dalla. Yes?
Okay.
Then we will apply the shadda and look what haraka is retained. The haraka retained is on the mislusani.
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Let's try another one. Then there is a qaida number 3. We have this information that the mislul awwal has haraka, mislusani has haraka, but the ma qabla is sakin.
Sorry.
Yes, brother. Yes, brother.
Last example you showed us. Can you just? I want to ask you one thing there. I missed one.
Go ahead.
Another brother asked a question. So, for example, if this was and there were two zairs, like both the lams had zairs.
Yeah.
Right. So all this will still apply, but when we finally change it to the final word, it will be da. Will it still be like a zabar at the end, or then it will be a zair with a tashdid on it?
Okay. See, what you're saying, we are saying that this is fa'ala pattern. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. If there is a situation, let's say samia, for example, samia.
Yeah.
Right? Then it will become dalila. Yes.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Right. But since the ayn letter will change into sukun, the kasra will disappear. Yes.
Oh right. Okay. Yes.
Then it will still become dalla, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And then we don't, I mean, hypothetically we can say that, and I'm saying that the letter which is in the middle, the haraka will be changed to sukun, so that haraka does not matter.
But the haraka in the last letter still matters.
That matters. That will be retained. So if your question is, is the haraka of the last letter will be retained, then you are right. It will be retained on the shadda.
And whatever that haraka is.
Whatever that haraka is, depending on the pattern, right? Because right now I'm giving you example from the fa'ala pattern.
I understand.
Yes. When we are dealing with verbs, we are dependent on the dictionary to tell us that what root letters will follow what pattern. Yes. So that's why I'm showing you this example. But according to your question, the simple answer is whatever the haraka on the last similar letter, that haraka will be written, whether it is dhamma, kasra, or fatha. Agree?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Thank
so can
you.
we move on to the rule number 3?
Yes,
In the
thank
rule
you.
number 3, what is happening different? That the ma qabal is sakin, mislul awwal has haraka, and mislul sani has haraka. What is the difference between this and the rule number 2? The ma qabal had haraka also. Follow?
Yeah.
We just the rule number 2. The ma qabal had haraka, mislul awwal has haraka, mislul sani has haraka. So we made the mislul awwal into sakina, and we kept it that way, and we did the idgham, and then we were done with it. In this rule, the ma qabal is sukoon, mislul awwal has haraka, mislul sani has haraka. When you see the example, you will see what's going on. So then what you do basically, you transfer the haraka of the mislul awwal to the sakina, and then you apply the rule of idgham. Okay? Yeah. Wait till you see the example. Based on nasara, if you have mim, dal, it will become okay. Nasara will be madada, right? It will become madda. Look at the yaf ulu pattern. Is it going to be yam dudu? Is it going to be yam dudu? Yes. Yeah. Now, do you see dal and dal over here? This dal and this dal, are they similar?
Yeah.
Do they both have haraka? Mislul awwal has haraka and mislul sani has haraka.
Yeah.
Is the ma qabal has sukoon?
Yeah.
Yes. So what are we going to do? We are going to transfer this haraka to this sukoon. So you will give sukoon to this haraka. They will become yamuddu. What does it become?
Yamuddu.
Now, is our rule applied here idgham? It will become yamuddu.
Yamuddu.
Please show of hands that you can follow this.
So, Brother Abid, how did we choose the haraka on meme? We took it from the following letter?
We took it from the mislul awwal.
Okay.
So when you have a sakina before the mislul awwal, you have an empty spot. Yes? Because sukoon is no haraka, right?
Yes.
Sukoon is like it's available. It's like to rent. Yeah? So what was the haraka on the mislul awwal? Dhamma. So you
okay.
Sakina, and you, because your goal is to make the first mislul awwal sukoon. Yes? Mislul awwal has to be sukoon, right?
Right.
Okay. Another rule. If the
Brother,
mislul
but a
sani-
question, please.
Yes, yes.
This
sir.
ya is the alamat al-madari here?
Yes,
or-
alamat al-madari. Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, follow.
The key thing to see, mislul awwal has haraka, mislul sani has haraka, and ma qabal is sakina. Yeah. And the thing becomes apparent when we are applying to a certain pattern. So when we applied yaf ulu pattern, which is a bab nasara pattern, the mudare pattern, is supposed to be yam dudu.
Yeah.
We applied as is. But then we realize in the ain and the lam position, we have similar letters. So we have a condition of muda'af here. Yes? When we have muda'af, are we dealing with regular verbs or irregular verbs?
Irregular.
Irregular verbs. So we know that when there is a double letter in the ain and the lam position, there is some mandatory changes that needs to happen.
Yeah.
Yes. And the Arabic people made these rules. They said, if the ma qabal is empty or there is a sukoon, you can shift the haraka of the mislul awwal to the sakina, because you want to make mislul awwal sakin. So let's what happened. The haraka was given to meme, dhamma, because the first dal had the dhamma that was moved back, and then this dal become sakina. As soon as becomes sakina, can we apply the rule of idgham? Yes. And then the dal will become shadda. And what was the haraka retained? Of the ma mislusani. Yes? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Now, please, show of hands, how many people are with me? Because I don't see much activity now from most of the people. And sisters are completely gone. Sister Uneza, are you still with us? Sister Lubna?
I am with you.
Alhamdulillah. Talking about sisters, Sister Lubna, Sister Uneza, Sister Anjum. I need
Brother,
some.
with Sister
Yes.
Uneza had to step out to do something. She'll be back in a minute.
Okay, no worries. Okay. Sister Lubna, you're good?
Yeah.
Okay. Now look at this one. This one on the pattern of yafilu. Now let's put this into yafilu. It will become yad lilu. And this might help you ask that same question you asked me a minute ago. So is the dad has sukoon?
Yes.
Can this kasra be moved over to this?
Of course.
Of course. And then this lam will become sakina?
Right.
Okay.
So it becomes yadillu.
Yadillu. Now this lam and this lam is similar.
Right.
And we do idgham because there are first misl al-awwal has the sukoon. So this will become yadillu. We put the shadda to tell you there are two lams here, but which haraka was retained on the shadda? Of the mislu sani. Okay. Now, I know, you might be thinking that this is hard, and no doubt it is little complex, but at the same time, I find it very fun, excited. And again, in the Quran, you see these examples all the time, these words all the time. So if you know what is happening, you will appreciate it better, right? So from yad lilu, it become yadillu. You see that?
Yeah.
Because you will not read yad lilu in the Quran. You will find it yadillu. Yeah. And again, some practice, if in these slides are available to you, and I will be providing you the PDF. So is it possible you can print it out and then maybe write down these with your own hands, and then you will see what's going on? Yeah. You see this arrow here, like why the red arrow going back? What does that mean? That means we have to transfer the haraka of mislul awwal to the maqabal, and then we apply the rule of idgham because we make the mislul awwal sakina by doing that action. Step 1, this is step 1, step 2, step 3. With a show of hands, can you show me that this is making sense now?
It is.
Alhamdulillah. Is it exciting, by the way, even though it's hard? But tell me, is it not worth knowing these things?
No, it's a fun exercise, yes.
Fun exercise.
Yes, it is.
And if it was not happening in the Quran, then we say, why are you telling me this boring theory when it's not happening in the Quran? This is happening in the Quran everywhere you're going to go. Okay? Now, next time when you read Surah Maryam, the last 10 or 15 ayahs, you will see madda, ludda, there are so many words like that. Yeah? Okay. So let's go to another, let's see what else I can show. So if you take the pattern of if'alun and your root letters are dad, lam, and lam, then it will become, let's say, look at the pattern yuf'ilu, it will become yud lilu. Yes, it's the same one. So this one over here, what happened to the kasra? The kasra went back to the dad. Yes. And the lam become sakina. And the last lam will be dhamma. It will become yudillu. Yudillu. Yes. This one on the patterns of afala, it will become adlala. Is adlala again the haraka? Mislusani is haraka. We will move the fatha to this. It will become adalla. Yes. Adalla. Yes.
Yeah.
And shadda, it will become adalla.
Allah.
Okay. This one, let's look at some more examples. Ain, dal, and dal. And we are looking at nasara if alun. And maybe this exercise will help you even visualize it better. Okay. The pattern is fa'ala. So it will become adada. Agree? Okay. Is this rule number 2? Is this a situation? Is this situation number 2? All three, Mislul Awwal has haraka, Mislul Sani has haraka, and the Maqabal has haraka?
Number 1.
Yes.
This is
Number 2, yes. Okay.
Okay. So there is a place empty for Ain to take any haraka? No.
No.
In this case, we are just going to force the dal in the middle to go sakina. Yes. So you become adda. And when you apply the shadda, it will become adda. Yes?
Okay.
Right? Okay. So this is rule number 2. Making sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So right now is kind of exercise where you need to participate with me to show your understanding. So let's look at this one. Yaf ulu. This is the pattern. And the root letters are the same. Ain, dal, dal. So is it going to become ya, dudu?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Is the maqabal sakina?
Yes.
And the mislul awwal has haraka?
Yes.
Mislul sani has haraka?
Right.
So
So
do
we
we have an
transfer the
empty?
haraka.
We have the empty spot to pass the haraka?
Right.
Become ya,
Ya'addu.
ya'addu. Ya'addu. Is it easy to say like that? Ya'addu?
It would be pesh, not supper.
Say that again.
Dal has pesh, not sabr.
Okay.
Yeah.
Say
Brother Mansoor, you have to look at the yaf ulu pattern and not fa'ala pattern. You have to look at this line, yaf ulu.
So it has a page like the
Dal has pesh.
dal
So we
has a
transfer
page.
the
So ain should get a page, not
Ain
sabr.
should get a pesh. He's right, I think.
Yeah. We should say ya'uddu.
There's a typo there.
Okay. This one.
In the second
So
column,
this is
there's
the
a
first
typo.
one. Oh, so you're
Haraka
saying
ain.
that this one is supposed to be dhamma. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, agree. You're right. That's a typo here. Okay, so next one, this one is correct. So there is a typo here. This is correct.
Right, correct.
Is this rule number 3?
Yes.
Yes. So what is the rule number 2? When all three, maqabal, mislul awwal, mislul sani has haraka. Rule number 3, maqabal is sakina, mislul awwal, mislul sani has haraka. Yeah?
Yeah.
But every time this situation happening, whether 2 or 3, we are trying to force it to become 1, rule number 1, where we can do the idgham. And the rule number 1 says that the mislul awwal supposed to be sakina and mislul sani supposed to be haraka. Okay, question. If mislul sani has sakin, if the mislul sani has sakin, do we apply the rule of idgham?
No.
No. The rule of idgham only applies when the ain.
Maqabal harakat.
No, only when the mislul awwal is sakina.
Sakina. Yeah.
If the mislul awwal is not sakina and the second one is sakina, no idgham. But in order for the idgham to happen, we have to force the middle one or the mislul awwal to go sakina. And that is what we are trying to do, yes?
Right.
In rule number 2 and rule number 3, we are forcing. In rule number 2, we are forcing to go sakin without any reason because we have no place to move it. So we say no, we still make you sakin. In the rule number 3, we have a place maqabal. So we move the haraka and then make it sakin. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, let's take a look at this one. Af'ala. So it will become a'dada. Is this sakina? The maqabal is
Yes.
sakina. So do we have room to move the haraka?
Yes.
It will become
A'adda.
adda. And then is it idghamable now? There is this the mislul awwal is sakina. Then it will become adda. And have you seen this in the Quran? I'm
Yes.
sure you have. Adda means we are prepared. Remember? Atadna or adda, or is it I could be wrong, but we can. But this looks like it. We have prepared something for something. Okay, yafilu, yu'didu. Is this rule number 3? There is a sakina here, makabal. Yes. So it will become yu'iddu, and then it will become yu'iddu. Yes.
Right.
Rule number 3. Okay. Okay. So let's take a look at the rules of idgham apply on first 5 siga of past tense fi'l madi. This is important information. That remember how many variations we have in a girdan? 14.
14.
Yes. So we need to, when we are dealing with the irregular verbs, we basically apply the same rule on each siga. And then follow? You with me? So you apply this rule on each siga and you substitute the letters. And when you come to a situation where this rule can be applied, then you apply the rule and make that modification. So in the mudaf category, you will follow this rule and you will notice in the mujarrad category, when you're dealing with fi'l madi, the first 5 siga will have the rule of idgham, and after the 6th one, you will go back to normal. Of hands, tell me what do you guys understand what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
Now, can you visualize it with your head? Hard to visualize because you need to do the substitution on a piece of paper to see where this rule is coming into action. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes. That's why writing down is a key. So let's take a look at this one. Is the bab a nasara? The first siga is nasara?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Siga number 2 is nasara.
Yeah.
Siga number 3 is nasaru. Yes?
Yes.
If your root letters are dad, ra, ra, is this muda'af?
Yes.
Darara muda'af?
Yeah.
Because there is a ra and there is a ra. Are they similar?
Yeah.
Are they in the ain and the lam position?
Yes.
Is that the only category we are dealing with right now where we have to make the substitution or do the idgham?
Yeah.
Okay. So darara, is this rule number 2? Is it like okay, let's write down the whole thing. Darara, dararu. Is this how we do the substitution in siga number 1, siga number 2, and siga number 3?
Yeah.
Yes. Now, is this rule number 2? Ma qabal is haraka, mislul awwal is haraka, mislul sani is haraka. Yeah?
Right.
Yeah.
What are we supposed to do? We are supposed to make the second one sakina. So can I do this?
Darra.
Darra. Darra. Yes.
Yes.
Darara will become darra and then it will become darra. Yes.
Yes.
This one will become darrara. Darra. Then it will become like this. Yes. This will become darru. Darru. Yes. Can you just simply apply the rules and can you see this is correct? Are we supposed to make the second one or the maslul awwal sakina?
Yeah.
Maslul awwal sakina and then apply the rule of idgham.
Yeah. Yes.
Of the ra will be retained. Yes.
So, Brother Abid, so basically what we have to do is just focus on Nasara. Once you change that, the other two are easy to just follow.
Yes. But we are saying that the thing I'm trying to show you that the first 5 sigas of Filul Madi for Bab Nasara will have this substitution. Okay. So let's look at number 4. Is it number 4 Nasarat?
Yes.
Number 5 Nasarata?
Nasaratu.
And number 6 is Nasarna. Agree?
Nasarna.
Yeah. Now let's apply the same thing. Is it going to be Dararat, Dararata, and Dararna?
Yeah.
Yes. Show of hands.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you see the number 4 and number 5 fitting the rule that rule number 3, the rule number 2 applies. We have haraka, 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 haraka. So it will become darrat, darrat. Agree?
Yeah.
Okay, look at this one. This one is fine? Yeah? Okay, but look at here. Ma qabal has haraka, mislul awwal has haraka, mislul sani is sakina. Mislul sani is sakina. Is the lam haraka sakin?
Yes.
Do we have a rule where we apply idgham when the second misl sani is sakin?
Yes.
Second one sakin, no idgham.
No.
Remember, a few minutes ago, I said, if the misl sani is sakina, then there is no idgham, no rule applies. Only the rule applies when the mislul awwal is sakin.
Okay.
You follow?
Okay, yes, got
Right?
it.
Look, we couldn't have figured this out in our head unless we are geniuses and we are smart. We had to do the work up to Siga number 6 of Mahdi to see this into action. Up to the 5 Sigas, did we have to do the idgham?
No.
Up to 5 Siga, we did the idgham.
Yes. Yeah, the 5 figure you don't do it, right?
No. The first
Yes,
5
5
Sigas,
sigas we did the
idgham.
idgham. Yeah.
But from the 6th one, we went back to normal.
Yeah.
No idgham. And in order to see the 7th one, 8th one, and 9th one, you have to do the same exercise. Yeah? But you take my word for it. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, you will not have any idgham.
Okay.
Now, can you guys do this homework? Because you have the chart of Nasara.
Yeah.
Previous classes, all 14 variations. Guys, there are 15 people.
Yes,
and
yes,
everybody
we
has
do.
everybody went quiet. So this
Yes.
is okay. This is not very good for me. I
We're in
was
a state of shock.
okay. So some of my senior students shouldn't be taking the silence.
No,
you know.
no,
No,
no. We are
I was
understanding. We are
muted.
with you, brother
Okay.
Abid.
So
Don't
We
get
were
basically,
just
despair.
trying to think where to look for this information before we asked.
okay. But you see, why did I go through the pain of making all 5 sigas for you? Because you will not be able to see it unless you do the work.
Yes. True.
We can do right now.
Yes. So inshallah, you can go number 7, 8, and 10, and you show me that, okay, yeah, you're right. It doesn't work. So in Bab Daraba, let's say if I give you more examples. So this time I'm going to go a little bit fast so you know that what is going on. So Farara is based on Bab
No,
Daraba.
Brother Abid, sorry. So what does it become then in the last example?
Last
Not
example
do
that
idgham. So what is the end result then?
end result is when the mislo sani is sakin, the idgham breaks. There is no idgham.
Okay.
Okay. So
Darartuma.
yeah.
Darartum.
Because look, if you just look at zarar na, yeah, this is
Right.
makabal, this is the ain, and this is the lam. Yes.
Right.
Because this noon is the noon of this Bab Nasara for feminine. Yes. This
Right.
is noon for the ladies, right? Because this is the
Nune
Nasara.
Niswa.
Yeah, this is the noon and niswa. So the real 3 letters are dad, ra, ra. Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
So the moment you see that the mislu sani, the second alike is sakina, no more idgham, no more rule applies. The rule only applies when you have the first one sakina.
So basically you leave it as such.
You leave it as is. So from number 6, the regular, it will become a regular pattern, not the weak one.
No change.
So when there
Yes.
is no weak pattern, there is no need to change anything. Right? So what are we trying to learn? We are saying that if we are dealing with verbs, there will be a situation that we have Hamza in the root letters, we have double letters in the root letters, or we have the weak letters in the root letters. Yeah. When that happens, all the girdans we have learned, we need to do the substitution and see if they still find the right pattern. If the pattern breaks, then you have to do some modifications by applying the rules of takhfif on mahmuz, the rules of muda'af on, double letter, and the rules of talil, which we will learn in the future class. So we saw how the mahmuz from different patterns and different, wazan, and we saw how we had to do the substitution. Remember? When two hamzas coming right next to each other, where the first one has haraka and the second one is sakina, you had to make a substitution, and it was mandatory. When it was not mandatory, it was a choice. Whether you do it or you don't do it, it's up to you. Follow?
Right.
But today we are learning the rules of muda'af, and muda'af rule says if the mislu sani is sakin and mislul awwal is sakin and mislu sani is not sakin, then you do the idgham. Yes?
Yes.
But if mislu sani is sakin, you forget about idgham, you go back to normal.
Yeah.
Right.
Right? And just to show that, I did that exercise in front of you to show you that if you don't know the girdan and if you don't know how to do the substitution, you will not find out which siga is out of the ordinary.
Yes.
Follow? So the
Yes.
people of Arabic language, they're saying in the fail al-madi, but fail al-madi of what? Mujarrat only. Follow?
Yeah.
Right? And this is where the dictionary is very handy. If you have the root letters dad, ra, ra, why don't you look up in the dictionary like how many patterns or what babs darara fall under? You will find out, is it bab nasara, maybe bab ifal, bab mufala, bab tafil. Follow? Remember how I show you in that Arabic grammar class
Yeah.
that we have the surface sagir, and the surface sagir says, okay, if it's from bab nasara, this is what it's gonna be. If it's from bab ifal, this is how it's gonna be. Yes.
Right.
So that is why this is what we are trying to learn. So if you look at dararna, the moment you see the mislusani sakina, your rules break. You don't need to do anything here.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
Now imagine if I have to go through so much hard work to make you understand, don't you think that you need to put an equal amount of work to try to understand?
Inshallah.
Yes.
Inshallah. And then you have to do it with your own hand because
Yes.
your mind
Sure.
can only function so much, right?
Yeah.
And then similar things happen and then you get thrown off. Yes. But if you're writing it down and you have your rules on the right side and you're writing it down with the example, then you can tally the rules and your example. Tally the rules and your example. Making sense?
Yes.
So, Brother Abid, could you give us a few words to practice on? So one is darara.
Yeah.
Any other words that you can think of?
Okay. So Bab Daraba, let's see if I have some other. We have Farara based on Daraba. Yeah. Will that be a good example, Brother Tahir?
Right. Yeah, that's good.
Okay. So this one up to 5 is gonna be idgham. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. From the 6th one is become darabna. Is the mislusani sakina?
Yes.
No idgham.
No, it's no, it's the
Follow?
yes.
The moment it breaks the rule, no idgham.
Yeah.
So I've given you like 3 examples, alhamdulillah, so far, where you need to just, and then there is Bab Samia. Let's look at this one. Masisa, Masisa, Masisu. Okay. Is there rule number, 3 applying here? So it's going to be up to Siga number 5. And then Siga number 6 become Masisan, Masisna. It Masisna, the Maslusani is Sakina?
Yes.
Then do we need to apply the rule of idgham?
No.
There you go. And that's what we are saying. The rule of idgham apply on first 5 siga of past tense of Salasi Mujarrad. Okay. So if you're not sure, you would have to apply in the throughout the 14 variations, and then you compare the variation with the rules you know. If the rule is applying, you need to make the change. That rule is either mandatory or you have a choice. Yeah?
Right.
Okay. So guys, if you're having overwhelming effect at this point, we have only covered mahmuz and muda'af, and we are not even done with muda'af yet. So before we go into ta'lil, which is the meat, which is the main section of this, don't you think that before the next class you need to do some practice?
Lot of it.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Can we please just spend 15 minutes a day till next week?
Inshallah.
That will make close to an hour for you by the time you come back, and you can watch this video again and again, right? And I cannot stress enough that the weak verbs are the most frequent in the Quran. So if you think that this is not important to learn, then you're wrong. This is a very interesting topic, and this is very widely, frequently used in the Quran. So your knowledge will go, mudaaf. Your knowledge will double if you just pay attention to this and do some practice. Now, again, today I ran out of time. I couldn't do any Quran or anything, but I just want to quickly example over here. You can see this wa'atainahu. You see a Hamza in the fa position?
Yes.
Is this Hamza with the fatha?
Yeah.
And you see a alif?
Yes.
So this is the, if this style is where they're putting the Hamza with the fatha and alif. Otherwise, this alif would have been with the khanjar. Follow?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So this style is also acceptable. But if you read the same thing in a Pakistani Quran or some other Quran, you will see a dagger here, or you will see the mud here. Okay. So I looked at another site and I find the same thing. Ataina. So the Hamza, this is not Hamza, this is alif. But now you know that in this place of this alif, there was a Hamza with the sakina. Rule number 1 of Mahmuzul Fa. With the show of hands, can you agree with me on this?
Yes, of course.
Yes. So this is exactly what I'm trying to say, that now you will be able to identify. Now look at this one. Durrin. Is this look like muda'af?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So there is a maqabal with the haraka, and there is a ra and ra. Yes.
Yeah.
So this second ra was sakina, and this shadda is telling me there are 2 ras in there, and on the second ra there was the kasratain. There was the tanween.
Yes.
Follow, Brother Faiz? Are you with me on this?
Yes, I am, Brother Abid.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is exactly what I wanted to show you guys. So for example, one last thing very quickly. How do I go back to my surahs? So Surah Taha, actually, how do I go back to Surah Maryam? And Surah Maryam, if I go to, look at these words, idda, okay? Hadda, you see that?
Yeah.
Not walada. Now this da'u, this is also from ta'lil, okay? There is a waw in the ayn position, okay? What else? See this, ati, what is this? Mahmuzul fa?
Yes.
Oh, this one, adda, okay? Farda, you see? Wudda. So I'm sure that if you start to pay attention to these things, you will start to appreciate that Quran is full of these. And look at this amanu. Is this something Mahmud al-Fa?
Yeah, first rule.
First rule, right? This amanu is from Baba Ifal. Okay. And what I was trying to tell you, that if you go here, this is what we have been learning. Surah Al-Baqarah. Let's go to Surah Al-Baqarah and look at this word yuminu. Yeah. So this is sarf-e saghir. The minimum you need, Madi, first pattern. Mudare, first pattern. How do you make the singular fi'l al-amr? Ismul fa'il, ismul maf'ul. Now look, why this amana? What is this dagger telling you? This is mahmuzul fa. Rule number 1 is applied. Yes?
Yeah.
And this is from Bab If'al. Now, when it comes to Bab Samiya, look what's going on. Over here, Ismul Fa'il has the dagger. You see that? So if you see the dagger now, do you know that this is sort of Mahmudul Fa? This is the Mahmudul Fa rule number 1?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how would you get there if you start to put, if you know the Bab Samiya, and then you try to substitute Ain, Mim, Noon into the all 14 variations, and then you analyze which variation needs to change. Yes?
Yeah.
Brother Faiz, Brother Tahir, you understand?
Yes.
Brother Ijaz?
Yeah. Yes.
So that it will be hard. Now, remember, this one becomes Imanun. You know why it became Imanun? Because there was a Hamza and there was Kasra before it. So the Hamza changed into, this Hamza was a Sakina, remember?
Yeah.
So when there is
Yes.
a Hamza and the Hamza Sakina and there is a Kasra before it, it changes into Ya.
Yeah.
That is why it becomes Imanun. Okay? And over here, they did the substitution. Mu'minun. Manun. Mu'minun. They did the substitution, rule number 2. Yeah?
Right.
Yes? So this is what we need to identify after what the knowledge we have learned, inshallah. So, Jazakallah khairan. Sorry we took a little bit extra today. But please, 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 I cannot stress enough that, look, we are spending our valuable time in this and we are doing for a valuable cause. It's not something going to waste. This is creating our relationship stronger with the Quran. So please spend some time on it, guys, Jazakallah, and sisters. Okay, Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika wa nashhadu la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum
Alaikum
assalam
assalam.
wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.